Rubber is an American film released in 2010 by French filmmaker Quentin Dupieux. An unconventional thriller, it calls into question the very purpose of the films we watch and challenges traditional cinematic elements like invisibility. The theme of the movie is set in its opening scene through the sheriff's monologue, where it is established that this will be a film about no reason. This immediately challenges the audience's expectations, preparing them for the film's erratic storyline and odd subject matter. This monologue is delivered directly to the camera, defying conventional invisibility. This was Dupieux's way of saying, "This is the tone, this is the setup, so if you like it, welcome. If you don't, you should leave because this is the movie." This unapologetic, no reason motif continues throughout the film as Robert the Tire goes on a nonsensical, murderous rampage through a barren desert. Robert's enjoyment of casual, reasonless destruction earns him the audience's dislike, but in the end, we are unable to completely hate him. Because Robert exudes and symbolizes a childlike naivety, the audience cannot blame him for his actions. Since we watch him take his first steps, or roles if you prefer, it is hard to blame him when he instinctively responds with violence when he is wronged. How can we expect him to know any better when he hasn't been taught? This gives the film the possible implicit meaning of a commentary on the idea that our society might be a place that fosters meaningless violence and destruction. Perhaps Dupieux is saying that in our culture, much of what we do is for no reason, and that humankind would be better served if we found a greater purpose. However, Dupieux has insisted in multiple interviews that the film has no message at all, telling CinemaScope that he simply wanted to invite the audience into his brain in a fun way, and make a movie about movies and the logic behind them. Dupieux says the film was influenced by other similar works, such as Steven Spielberg's Duel, and that he was fascinated by the way they were able to create fear from nothing. There is certainly something to be said for a movie that can make a human feel afraid of a tire, as silly as it may feel. After all, there's no logical reason for anyone to be afraid of a tire, but Dupieux makes it possible through his use of cinematic language. For example, when he plays happy, upbeat music after Robert kills a defenseless rabbit, the audience can't help but feel a bit of fear creeping up their spine, even as they laugh at the ridiculous idea of a murderous tire. Overall, Rubber is a strange and intriguing film that forces us to question our own expectations of what a film should be and the rules of modern film itself. It leaves us wondering, why did I just watch that? And while the answer, of course, is no reason, perhaps what Dupieux really wanted us to understand is that film doesn't have to have a reason. It's art, and it just is. And maybe that's what makes it meaningful.